So I was a baker for a decent amount of months. And that was my title. I bought a really nice apron.
Oh my gosh, with the apron again.
And yeah, and then Corona happened. And I lost everything. Hello and welcome back to the Croak and Crow podcast, where we talk about religious things and regular things and spiritual things in an ordinary and extraordinary way. I am Spencer Cartier in the flesh.
And I am Verona.
You sound out of it.
I'm in it.
Okay, and it's winter.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cold one today. I'm bundling up, preparing for the frigid winter. Winter is coming. Are you all right?
Yeah, why?
You're like making weird sounds. It's like squirming about.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm fine.
All right. What's the topic? Is it like
Are you
good?
ready already?
I mean, I don't know. You're just like, guess we'll just jump into it.
Yeah, sometimes, I forget how to start. That's all.
I forget how to like be a human being for a little bit.
Yeah. Sometimes I forget how to be a human being. Topic today. Jobs.
Who needs them? Jobs. Careers.
Yeah.
Livelihood.
Employment.
Okay.
As usual, we always bring it back to God.
Bring it back to God. Your most important job is being a good person.
Yeah. So we'll talk about jobs in the Bible, and we'll talk about jobs we've had. And we'll talk about, which is a question I have for you, which I don't know when you want to approach it, maybe at the end more. And that is...
Why aren't I working?
Yeah, I'm going to take this opportunity. No.
I knew this was coming.
No. No, it is... Are some jobs more valued by God than other jobs?
Yes.
But we won't start there. Let's just start easy. What are some jobs you've had?
Some jobs I've had. I've been on this earth a long time. I've worked many a job. Not really. Actually, I've worked a decent amount of jobs. My first job I worked was at Sesame Place. I worked at Sesame Place for one summer when I was 15 and 16.
Which is a regional amusement park.
It's a regional children's amusement park based on the popular show Sesame Street.
Sesame Street.
Yeah.
Children's classic.
And so I got that job when I was 15. I worked there when I was 16. And I was in the outdoor food carts, like the big stationary carts. And I would it was a register and we'd sell Elmo-shaped pretzels and different soda and things like that, and that was a fun job. I enjoyed that, and then I finished working there, and my next job was... What was my next job? Panera Bread?
Maybe.
So I ended up just working in a lot of kitchens because Sesame Place sort of taught me just the layout of a cash register and just making quick food. So me and a bunch of my friends started working at Panera Bread for a year. I was on the line just whipping up sandwiches. That's how I originally got my name of sandwich artist, the greatest sandwich maker on the east side. What else? The sandwich god. I said no to that one.
Yeah, you were like...
I said, I'm just human. Relax, guys. But yeah, I'm sort of a sandwich expert.
Okay.
10,000 hours, right? I'm sure I did 10,000 hours of sandwich making, and if that's the case, I did 20,000 of sandwich eating, and that's how I know how to provide a good sandwich.
But it's something that's on the shelf at this point.
No, it's not.
Well, it is.
This is my coming out as I'm starting a sandwich making business.
All
no,
right.
but seriously, I will challenge anyone to a hoagie off or sandwich off. Whatever. It can be a club sandwich.
Yeah.
Nobody can beat this guy making a sandwich. All right. That's neither here nor there. So then, I worked at Panera until I was a senior in high school. And after that, I went to live down in Wildwood for my senior summer.
New Jersey Beach.
Wildwood, New Jersey Beach. And when I was there, I got a job at the local Wawa, which is a convenience store that sells hoagies.
Uh-huh.
And I was once again back where I belonged, making sandwiches. Made sandwiches there. And then I left and I went to escuela. I did a little bit of jobs at school, nothing crazy, just like clean up this classroom. Then I worked at the Wawa by my college and worked there once again. I was presented with sandwiches that I could make and create, and it was great. But you know, Wawa, they hold you back because everything needs to be perfect.
Yeah.
So after I stopped working there, I had a little hiatus from my sandwich creating. And I worked for my half-brother as a driver for a courier company. Mm-hmm. And that was nice and relaxing. I did that, like on the weekends.
Relaxing? It was a rush courier company. And you shouldn't have been relaxing. It was the utmost importance.
It was transporting like organs.
Or medication.
To hospitals.
Surgery
so,
tools.
Nothing that like...
We won't mention the names so that you won't...
Yeah. I probably brought you your heart. I'm a lifesaver, if you will.
Because you're so sweet?
Ha ha ha. After that, I was like, this has been fun. I like driving, but I need to go back to making sandwiches.
Yeah, it was calling you.
It was calling me. It said, listen, you're not using your gifts. And so I got a job at Monty's Sandwich Shop.
Local
little sandwich shop. And that was great. I only worked there for about 6 months because I started working somewhere else. But there were sort of no rules there. Like, it wasn't Wawa where you had portions and you had to be exact. And it was like, I couldn't let this place is like no supervision.
Yeah.
No anything. And so I would create. That's where, like, I was Michelangelo with a chisel and a hammer. Mm-hmm. I really just took on the challenge, and man, I create. It was beauty to behold. Then I worked for 2 shifts at Hallmark.
Oh yeah.
But I learned that I hate retail.
In the mall, even.
In the mall during Christmas.
You're in the mall.
And that was terrible. Nothing against Hallmark, it just wasn't for me. I would just smell the Yankee candles the whole day. Because I was just hired as like an extra, and I'm like, I'm like a senior in college, and you're hiring me as just a walk around guy in Hallmark, like, whatever. So what I would do is I had nothing to do. It was a small store, so one by one we'd go to every candle. That was great.
So if anyone ever comes out and says, I remember that guy. I used to see him sniffing candles at the mall.
You used to see him.
This is to say I worked there. For your information.
I wasn't just a random
sniffer.
A serial sniffer over at the Hallmark. No, I was getting paid to be sniffing.
Were you ever able, once you sniffed, were you ever able to impart your connoisseurness to people? Were they like, what candle should I get? And you were like, oh, you're going to love the raspberry birch one.
Probably would have, but I only worked there for 2 days.
Oh, right. Okay.
So
you just sniffed for 2 days. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got real dizzy after a while. And then I left there, and once again, where did I go? I went to
back to sandwiches.
I went back to sandwiches. Be Well Cafe.
Bloom where you grow.
And they were like, you know how to make a sandwich? I said, do I know how to make a sandwich? I'm sorry.
You must be joking.
I have my name's pretty big around these parts.
Yeah.
And so I worked there, but then I got tired of it. I got old. Old and decrepit.
You got old, or it got old?
I got old.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I was no longer my prime. I graduated college.
It's a young man's game.
It's a young man's game. My hands didn't fly through rolls like they used to. So, did I quit? No. I said, hey, listen, guys.
Well, we had a little something called Corona.
No, I didn't get there yet.
Oh, sorry.
I stayed at Be Well, but Be Well is actually Be Well Bakery and Cafe. And so, me, head honcho over there, I said, I want to start baking. And they said, what? Right. You want to start baking? You're our lead chef. You're our expert. The guy, the go-to guy. And I said, no, let me start baking. And they're like, okay. So I get thrown in with the wolves over with the bacon girls. And they all know what they're doing. I had no idea what I was doing. But I quickly learned. And so I was a baker for a decent amount of months. And that was my title. I bought a really nice apron.
Oh my gosh, with the apron again.
And, yeah, and then Corona happened. And I lost everything.
You're crying there.
And, no, it was great. I lost everything. And so now, but
it was a blessing in disguise.
It was a blessing in disguise because you can call me a lot of things.
Here we go.
You can call me sandwich guy.
You always say it.
But there's one thing that I'm not. No, I wasn't going to say, call me what you want, but you can't call me broke.
Oh, okay,
I know I always say that.
Okay.
You can't call me lazy, okay? So have I not had a job for a long time now?
You also did freelance work in construction.
Where?
With people you know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm sort of a handyman, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But
and you also do dog sitting.
Freelance. I mean that's like saying babysitting. We're talking about jobs here.
I consider babysitting a job.
Yeah, I feel like that was an attack. That's like saying cheerleading is not a sport. I take it back. Yeah. I retract my statement.
Yeah. I'd much rather make a sandwich than watch a baby.
Whoa. Slow down. You must have never made a proper sandwich.
You must have never babysat.
There's an art to it.
You actually have to make sandwiches during babysitting.
Yeah, not the ones I was making.
So you got pushed into a path that you actually needed to be pushed into.
Exactly, because my days are full right now.
Mm-hmm.
Can you say, hey Spencer, you don't have a job? You freeloader. You couch potato.
Nobody is saying any of these things to you.
Oh, I'm saying it. Okay. You couch. No. And that's why I'm always doing things. That's why I got the van. It's why, I'm doing little things. I will help people. But it's better for me for right now.
Okay.
That was long. That was what, 15 minutes?
That was the Spencer.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you guys for coming to episode 22.
When you die, you won't need to, how your life flashes before your eyes? You can just start, at a different section because you've already seen that. I have worked like you. I was a baker. I wasn't a baker, but I worked in a bakery.
You don't got what it takes.
We both worked in warehouses. Yeah. We both drove. And then I did childcare, which you didn't do. And that's that, right? We just did jobs. We support a $15 an hour minimum wage across the country.
What's this we?
You don't?
I haven't thought about it.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
I would support $20 an hour. American minimum wage is very, very low and unfair, and I'm against it.
How about $12 an hour?
How about 15?
It's just a little extreme.
It's not extreme.
Is it not?
No. It's not extreme.
I don't know. I got paid my early job, Sesame Place, I got paid $7.
You were 15 and all your bills were being taken care of by your family.
That's what I'm saying.
Minimum wage at this point in time, full-grown adults with families are working minimum wage jobs.
But that's wrong. But how do you do it so that you can still pay? If I was at Sesame Place making $15, I wouldn't have. They wouldn't have hired me.
That doesn't make sense. Sesame Place could have afforded to give you $15 an hour.
Really?
Yeah.
And they didn't?
No.
Man, I hate the man.
Okay. So we both worked in bakeries. Baker is one of the first occupations listed in the Bible. The baker is in Genesis.
What?
And
what's that?
Mostly all those types of jobs. Obviously, no technology.
The butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker.
Which you and your brothers were for Halloween when you were babies. But you were the candlestick maker.
I would. Oh, I love candles.
Yeah, you do. Okay. So in the Bible, there's butchers and farmers and shepherds and tax collectors and all that. We'll go through it. But the baker, he's in Genesis because he is, when Joseph goes to jail, we talked about this in dreams. Joseph was interpreting dreams for people. And when he was in jail with the butcher and the butler. I'm sorry, the baker and the butler. And they had dreams. And they said to him, if only somebody could interpret these. Joseph said, I can.
I got you.
You are going to be rehired in 3 days. And you're going to get killed in 3 days.
Yeah.
To the baker. And they both came true. And it's very odd to me.
What did the baker do?
I don't know, but that's why it's an odd passage to me.
Yeah.
I think it's Genesis 40. I'm not sure, but it's a strange thing to me because it's a little story, right?
Yeah.
They don't tell you what the crimes were. And at the end of it, they say that the butler got reinstated and the butcher had died. But when Joseph interpreted the dream, he said to the baker, this is what's going to happen. And remember me when you get reinstated, because I don't belong here. I didn't do any crime. And since I'm doing you this favor, I'm interpreting the dream. Please remember me. And at the end of the passage, it says, and the butler didn't remember to tell the Pharaoh that Joseph had helped him.
Yeah.
And it's over.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's going on with this passage?
I don't know. So what do you get from it?
Nothing. Just that we both worked at a bakery.
And now we're both gonna die.
No.
Well, the baker died.
I know, but that's not why I brought it up. I just brought it up for us to talk about biblical occupations.
Gotcha. Okay.
Carpenter, Joseph. Joseph was a carpenter.
Or so we think.
Yeah.
Maybe he was a mason.
There was masons.
There was. What would you have been if you lived back in those times?
Well, realistically, I would have been a mom drawing water from a well, but...
I'm not saying realistically.
Oh, what would I have liked to have been?
Not like, because you would say like an emperor or something.
Yeah.
But what do you just... Like, you know, spirit animal, you're not just picking the coolest animal.
I'll pick a carpenter. That sounds awesome. It seems like there's a lot of wood around, and lots of opportunity to make stuff. You could put it on your Instagram.
Yeah. I'd be a fisherman, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
There was nothing fun, right? Like, there was no cars or bikes or any of this, so it was all walking. So you have to imagine, it's fun to go on a boat now.
Yeah.
So I imagine it would still be fun then.
Yeah.
And so
a little different.
Like that. Yeah.
A little getaway.
Yeah, I'd be like, whoa, we're on the boat. I'd never like, you and the boys on the boat.
And Jesus and the apostles did that a lot, actually.
Yeah, they were always on the boat. Just
they would be
party boat.
Talking, in the party cruise.
And then Jesus would do his party tricks and like,
no,
follow me, guys. And they're like, wait.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a booze cruise. It was on The Office. Yeah. So Jesus would start talking, and the crowd would start to form, and the crowd would get bigger and bigger, and he would talk and talk. And when he was finished talking, it seemed like they were always like, they always had an escape of a boat, and they would just like sail away.
Well, I think they were just hitting spots like with their boat.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's kings and there's tax collectors, right?
The worst of the bunch.
Oddly, I find the tax collector, every time he's referred to in the Bible, it's like, boo. Yeah. But
dude's just doing a job.
But Jesus was like, so I guess it was just like an analogy that even if you don't like somebody, they're good. Because, he was always like being friends to the tax collector, but it was like, can you imagine that he was I guess, I don't know. People just didn't want to pay the government even back then. Yeah,
and I think that's why. It was just like, that person's not doing anything wrong. They're just doing their job. So,
yeah.
Obviously if the tax collector's also not a nice guy, it's one thing, but you can't just not like him for strictly being a tax collector.
Right.
Not good.
So do we still hate the tax collector in 2020?
Yeah. Look at police.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the tax collector, but I feel like because they had it's not just, they had power back then, and they would like go and take your money, and that was a good comparison.
Yeah.
And it was easy to just punch these tax collectors, because I'm sure a lot of the tax collectors did overuse their power.
True.
Maybe threw little coins in their pocket. And so it was just this overall, we hate the tax collector, and it was like, get away from us.
All paint it with one brush.
Yeah, all paint it with one brush. And Jesus was like, whoa, slow down.
Yeah.
He wasn't defending any bad tax collectors.
Right.
He was just saying, first of all, love everyone, but don't judge people.
Okay, is it time to talk about the jobs that deserve?
I feel like there's one other thing you wanted to talk about.
Shoot.
When you gave the rundown.
Yeah.
You said our jobs,
biblical jobs. Yeah, I know. I feel that too.
Well, how about just yeah, okay. Let's talk about what you're talking about.
It might come back to us.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's jobs in life which are just normal, right? So you have a hairdresser and you have
the postman,
a grocer and a banker and then you have jobs like I manufacture wheelchairs and I don't know, give them to poor communities. And then you have jobs which are I run a brothel.
Yeah.
So these are all just jobs, but does God look at the jobs like yeah.
Is it the same to be a nurse as it is to have an OnlyFans, is what you're asking.
Right. And we're not talking about economically, and we're not talking about, being frowned on by society. You're not invited to my dinner party. I'm talking God, because we bring it back to God.
We bring it back to God.
Is God saying, hello, child of mine, that I love and I protect and I surround with angels and I enjoy our conversation. I'm mad at you because, and then it's some kind of job.
No. I think no. But I think on the opposite. I think you shouldn't look at a job so much as like a defining characteristic of you, but it's what you do with it. So, you can be a terrible person, but be a hospice nurse, and you can be a great person and just run your OnlyFans account, be an Instagram model, and it's I don't know if the job title itself.
Right.
With that said, I think having sort of a kind of job where you are, an EMT worker gives you a lot of opportunity to be a good person, and it's not so much, oh, you became an EMT, you got 2 thumbs up, but oh wow, you put yourself in harm's way to help a lot of other people. Yeah. And if you're just a New York Wall Street guy and you just make a ton of money, that itself's not going to do anything. But what if you donate a lot? What if you're really big into charity? It's not so much. You could be
an EMT that when you make house calls, you have sticky fingers and you might pick up. Yeah. Or if it's a car accident, you might grab a wallet.
Yikes.
There's a good movie on Netflix. It was actually nominated for an Oscar, I believe. An Oscar. And it's called Circus of Books. I think it's called Circus of Books. It's something like that. And it is about a porn bookstore, video store. And it's in San Francisco, I think. It's over now. But this daughter.
Oh, is that a new movie?
Yeah.
I remember seeing an advertisement for it. It's up?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah, I loved it. There was a couple, a Jewish man and woman, who needed a job, needed a business. They bought this business; it was already running, and they started running it. Yeah. They learned the adult book and video business just because they had 2 children. This is the grown daughter who now did a documentary on it. Now,
wait, so is it a movie or is it a documentary?
It's like a documentary.
Oh.
No, but it's a fun one. What do you mean,
I was hoping you'd see, it was a movie of the childhood. You'd see, the young girl and the parents.
I can't remember, but they might do, they have a lot of home footage.
Okay.
They have home footage videos and...
I was hoping to be a movie. Sorry, not gonna watch.
Anyway, and the mom never even told the children that what she did, because she didn't want them going to school and stuff, because she felt shame.
Yeah.
That she had to do this for money, right? And but guess what? Towards the end, she didn't feel shame anymore because it also happened around AIDS, the 80s, I guess. And so many of their clients and customers died of AIDS, but before they died,
they had a relationship.
They had a relationship, and they were the only people in their life. All of their parents. These people had come from other parts of America to California, and their parents. They ended up dying alone. Yeah. And everything. And these 2 people supported them, loved them, cared for them. Even they had ex-workers talking, and so anyway, yes, she was a very devout Jewish woman, and she said, she went to temple all the time and everything. Anyway. It's really interesting because it's a job that you would never think could have God in it, and
Yeah.
they definitely had God in it. And if
Yeah.
if you see the movie, you will know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and I think that just goes back to it's not about so much the specific job that you have.
Right.
Like, it's about what you do beyond that. And,
Right.
And what you like. Yeah.
Yeah, and that goes to judging people, because
Mm.
if you think this person is a good person because they are whatever,
Yeah.
a kindergarten teacher, and you think this person's a bad person because of what they do,
Yeah.
you don't know that. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess you could just treat everybody nice.
I guess if we had to come to one conclusion, it's to not judge other people and treat other people maybe like the way you'd want to be treated.
Wait a minute.
Are we on to something? Ay, ay, ay.
I also think that when you have jobs that people give a lot of praise and credit to, and you feel so proud at your dinner, at your cocktail party.
Oh, there he is again, the sandwich king.
No.
All about.
No.
I got a lot of praise.
But that's not what I meant. I meant, like, if you do say, like, yeah, like, I opened a school in Africa, whatever.
Well, that's what I say.
Well, who are you helping at making sandwiches?
Who am I helping?
Yeah.
Everyone who gets to even smell a sandwich that I made.
Okay. I think you should go back into sandwiches.
No. I've hung up my...
You could have the Croak and Crow.
Mm-mm.
You know.
I've hung up my apron.
Food shop. Well, anyway.
Put down my spatula.
I feel that you are bordering a different challenge if you're so proud of being so charitable.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not good.
Right? Because I don't think you're supposed to do that or feel that way.
No.
It's like, this is what I'm doing, not what God is doing through me.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm doing.
I save lives. It's like,
yeah.
Okay.
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 Yeah, no, it's not, because, the point of... It's obviously impossible to be completely selfless.
Yeah.
But the closest you can get is the better, especially when it comes to charity. Like, if you end up just feeding yourself... Like, obviously it's good, you want to feel good about doing good. And, that's fine. It's for a lot of people, it's motivation to do good, but you can't get lost in that.
Right.
You can't get lost in this almost like letting your own head get so big.
Yeah.
And it's like, I am, provider of.
Yeah. There's another show I watched. It might have been on Netflix. I feel Netflix should just, support us. And it was about this guy who turned into a monk, a Hindu monk. Is that Hindu? No. When you wear orange? Buddhist. When you wear a Buddhist monk. He was just a normal he was an average American guy. And he decided to give it up because they give everything up. And they just get the cloak and they shave off their hair and they get somewhere to live and, And he did that. And, but I don't know if he had the camera before he did that or if his brother gave it to him after that. But his brother brought him a camera, like, when he graduated. I don't know. Like, they came to visit after his internship. I don't know what any of these words are. So, this American monk who's now given his whole life to having no attachments and no possessions, he has this camera and he takes beautiful pictures of the Buddhist monastery, of the other monks, of just, slice of life, which people love. It's extremely aesthetic and peaceful and everybody loves it. So he sells the pictures and he makes money for his monastery. Yeah. But he did have I forget what it's called when you're perplexed about, what you should do. He had a pause because he was like, I don't want to be applauded for that. Like, he was feeling very like,
people know his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not supposed to be proud of this.
Yeah.
Again, all the wrong words.
Yeah. But. No, I hear what you're saying. Yeah. And it's one of those tough things, because, like, that's the thing. Like, a lot of things, even if you don't want them to be known, it's known. And then, I don't know. I don't know anything, I don't think.
You know a lot.
Do I?
You know how to make a sandwich?
Man, do I know how to make a sandwich.
sandwich is different from a bakery, though. So, like, what were you?
Yeah, there was a lot of new learning I had to do.
So you...
I started from scratch. Well, basically that story you just told of the monk.
Yeah.
That was me.
Oh.
In the bakery.
Okay.
I let go my world of comfort.
Okay.
And my little sandwich making spot and my lettuce and my deli meats. I threw that all away, and I started anew in a place far away. It was next door. With people I've never met before.
Most jobs are like that.
No, but it was like I had to learn how to bake. Because bacon's very different than cooking. Let me tell you guys a little something about bacon.
Baking takes science.
Yeah. So, where we would think it was the opposite, but it's not. Where I say, like, my cooking, because I didn't just make sandwiches. I, like, did a little stir frying and stuff, and I have cheesesteaks. I was a cheesesteak maker for a bit. But where cooking is an art, baking is a science. Like, cooking, it was, I'm going to throw a little that, up in the air, a little that. And, you just had to feel it, get a feel for it. Mm-hmm. Where baking, that's a big no-no.
Yeah.
You need to be on, like, precise. Like, 1 grain of salt too much and you messed up.
Yeah.
1 minute in the oven too long, so it's a little overcooked. And so that was a learning curve for me, but I could do any job. It was...
You made wonderful gluten-free
Almond Joy cookies.
Almond Joy cookies, yeah. And we can give you the recipe.
I'm going to link the recipe down in the description. All you need is 4 ingredients. I repeat, 4 ingredients. And you just mix them all together.
2. Oh, I thought we were doing pop-ups.
Oh, we're... Okay. Why not? I mean, we're done talking about jobs, right?
No.
Alright, I'm going to tell you how to make them right on the podcast then. So first, what you need... I'll still link it down because I don't know the measurements.
Okay.
You need coconut flakes. Yummy coconut flakes. Next, you need almond slices. Next, you need chocolate chips, semi-sweet. And finally, condensed milk. That's it. You mix those bad boys together, it'll be tough. And then you gotta condense it real tight. Little balls, little like that, like tiny. Condense it real tight. Oven for 12 minutes. Stop it.
Do you know what
They're gluten-free, they're vegan, they taste like chocolate chips. I know I said coconut, but don't think they're coconut cookies. Think of them more as vegan, gluten-free chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah.
And they're phenomenal.
Mm.
We're talking about jobs again? Oh, am I ever going to get another job? No! This is my job now.
I didn't ask you.
And I'm doing it for free.
Yeah.
You're welcome. You know what? I'm like a monk. Should I shave my head?
Is a job if it's done for free?
Is a job a job? Yeah.
Okay. I just was asking.
Yeah, I'm never going to have a job again because my job is spreading the word of the Lord.
Most important.
Until I'm dirt poor and I'm making sandwiches again.
That's not true because you still spread the word of the Lord. And
through my sandwiches, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
When people eat my sandwiches, they get a little piece of heaven every time. Hope no one watches this and asks me to make them a sandwich. Give them like a bologna and mustard.
I know. You're like, it looks different in
Hope
real
you
life.
like it.
Doing sandwiches or food is easy to think about God when you're working because if you want to say like, wow, thank you for this beautiful produce. Thank you for their grain and it's easy. It's
easier said than done. Have you ever worked in the kitchen?
No.
It's a lot of cursing and anger back there. There's no I didn't lay the lettuce down. It's where the F is my sandwich?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm trying.
Like Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
Yeah, some jobs have a lot of stress. Probably like sandwich maker would be up there with like air traffic controller.
Seriously. Anyone who works in the back of a kitchen, they get it. They understand.
Yeah. So for all of our kitchen viewers, we feel you. That's
why I love Monty's the most. Because I've had while it gets hectic, B-Well got really hectic. Got really busy. But Monty's was just a slow sandwich shop where literally I could have a tooth. I could have like tweezers and just place the provolone cheese on perfectly. Yeah. Draw like designs with the mustard. That was great.
That was great. And then there's the jobs of people who work in church.
Clergy.
Yeah, the clergy of all the different religions.
Yeah.
And why they went into that job. I guess there's lots of different motivations, just like anything. Like when you see a lawyer, you can't assume that person went in there to help people.
They went for money. I feel like a lot of jobs are money.
Well, the priest wouldn't have gone in.
No, that's what I'm saying. It must take a lot to become a priest. Because I'm trying to think, like, did everyone just get jobs for money?
I think basically you fall into a job that becomes available and is able to, give you money. But, I find it to be such a, I don't know, it's such a pressuring statement when people say, get a job you love and you'll never work a day. Well, who wouldn't want to do that? But I mean, that's not the way it can, that's not easy. It's easier said than done.
Yeah.
But you can bring God into any job that is out there.
Yes, you can.
And you can also pray for a job if you don't have one.
Pray for a job if you don't have one. Or pray for a new job if you have one and don't like it.
Yeah, why not? Always pray.
Pray for a raise. Pay for a down payment if you think you're getting paid too much.
Yeah.
What's the opposite of a raise? A fall?
Oh.
Lower?
No, yeah, I know. I got a, what is that called? I was going to say...
A deduction in pay?
Yeah.
If you feel like you're getting paid too much, pray for a deduction in pay.
Around this time of year, you want to pray for a Christmas bonus.
Yeah.
But it's been tough.
I've never gotten a Christmas bonus.
It's been tough.
Sandwich shops don't care about Christmas, obviously.
Yeah.
Wawa had to work on Christmas. Yeah. Well, I never did, but people did.
They're open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They pay you double though, so Wawa does look out.
Oh, all right. If you have a Wawa in your area.
Yeah. Most holidays is pay and a half, but Christmas is double.
Right. So for all the people who have more than one job, I salute you. And
for all the people who have no jobs, it's good too.
Yeah.
Everyone's good. Everyone's doing their own thing. Yeah. Push yourself to your own limits.
Yeah. And don't be defined. Like, I think you said that in the beginning. Don't be defined by your job.
Don't be defined by your job. Like, run your OnlyFans. You could still be a great person.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And being a nurse doesn't make you a great person.
Boy.
Wait, no, I don't mean... I mean, like...
No, I know. I know exactly what you meant.
Yeah. Don't stop there.
It's what I said earlier. Like, you could be a pickpocket. You could be an EMT who pickpockets people. Like, so.
Yeah. Yeah. You could have gotten your registered.
Do your best wherever you are.
You could have gotten your registered nurse certification, but don't stop there.
Yeah.
You didn't get a free pass to every one of you, no matter what you do, from trash man to president of the United States, just be a darn good person.
Yeah. Be a good person.
And then nothing will be bad.
Yeah, because then you just bring God to every single solitary crack in the earth, you know? So
that's what I always say. You know what I always say? I'll tell you what I always say.
We do need a compilation of that. Because they don't match. You know what I mean? It's not the same thing all the time.
Okay.
But that's fine.
If everyone on earth actually believed treat others how you want to be treated, there would be no problems besides like hurricanes.
Yeah.
On Earth. The problem is it's such a vicious cycle of one person okay, treat others like you want to be treated. Okay. But then this person curses at you, so you curse at them, and then it just becomes the whole thing. But it's like a vaccine. It's like a vaccine. It only works if we all do it, people.
Right.
Get your vaccines.
It's subliminal messaging.
Vaccines. Work. Corporate America. It's like what was that? Charlie Chaplin movie, Modern Times. Don't know if it relates to anything, but I'm say it. Modern Times, Charlie Chaplin. All right, guys, it's been real and it's been fun, and you know what? It has been real fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go to work. Psych. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not. If anyone
do a good job, whether you have a job or not.
Yeah. You know what everyone's job is? Is just living. You know, you were assigned at birth, and your contract ends the day you die. And do the best you can at the workplace, and no sleeping on the job.
Okay.
But that's it. That was episode. We never said what episode it was.
We started it. I was a little bit confused when we started.
Well, but like, you could have told me because you said, "Oh, we're jumping into it," but you didn't tell me why.
I still don't know why.
Because I didn't say the episode. It's episode 22.
If we did
22.
If we did more than one take, I would have said, "Let's start over." But we don't do more than one take because that's our thing, and that's good.
That's our thing.
We film it straight through.
If we filmed two, it would start feeling like work.
It would.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So tomorrow when I start, next time we film, when you say, "This is Spencer," I'm going to just come out of the gate like, you know.
Whoa. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. All right, y'all. It's been real. Peace. I don't like that peace. It's like peace. Peace.